What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless with another episode on Subnautica Below Zero. When we left off in the last episode, we had taken the newly upgraded sea truck and went exploring for the parallel processing units. And through a weird, I'm considering it update side effect of resetting the map and everything, we actually got all the processing units that we would need to unlock the blueprint. So now we can make the processing unit, or the parallel processing unit, and then we can make the test override module. And I believe we actually have everything we need to do that. And we're back here, and I resupplied, recharged everything, recharged all the batteries. The sea truck is being recharged, but I don't know if it's actually done or not. Okay, so we need parallel processing unit. And then test override module. I think it's funny that it's a test override module and it's got currently a graphic of just a question mark. Like, we're not sure what that's going to look like. Okay, so we got that. I don't think we really need to take our build tool and stuff with us, so we'll drop that one off. Got a laser cutter, all that's fine. Don't really need the titanium, so we'll chuck it in there. And for this particular situation, I'm going to actually use just the truck. We're not going to use all the modules because we don't really need it. It's... oh good, it's fully charged. Cool. I wasn't sure with the ion power cells how quickly those would charge. Yeah, that's so much better. We move so much faster now. The other thing... this is the ion cube, gold, silver... oh, lithium, that's going to be the bottleneck there. The one thing that also got mentioned to moi... yeah, see, I just decided I'd leave the modules parked over there, and then if we needed it for a longer trip, we could, but this is going to be kind of running back. I don't really know or remember where they said to take this module. I think it was back to the island thing on top. I think. Let's try this without the... without the modules on the back. We actually go really fast. That was something else that got mentioned to me in the comments, was that the backup camera is part of the update thing, but there was actually speculation as to whether or not that would come with one of the other modules. And I was like, that's a little bit of an interesting... where am I going? I should have seen a tower by now. Maybe with the LOD it won't actually show up yet. Anyway, I'm gonna find this tower place, I think, or wherever it's supposed to be. I think we're headed in the right direction. But we're gonna head back to Margaret's island on the top, though, instead of down in the underwater base she's got. And yeah, we're gonna see if plugging this module thing in works. Alright, so we're up here at the tower. I think this is where I need to go. I really can't remember where she said. I should have actually looked. Okay, enter test mode. Okay, so I probably have to install it somewhere. Also, I was looking at the temperature meter, and I probably should have installed the, there we go. Operating manual. Meh. That was a little bit different than I expected in terms of the module thing. But we did get the reinforced dive suit, but I don't know how to make synthetic fibers, so I don't know how to make that material, or that thing. Okay. Dude, I need to, like... is there a heat plant somewhere? I'm like freezing out here. I'm impressed that was most resourceful. Hey, there's Alan. I haven't talked to him in a minute. So...
hypothermia imminent.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Although... that's kind of ironic in a way that this... wait, what? Incoming... cryptic directions to greenhouse on iceberg. Responds. Pithy sound. Love it. That's awesome. grab this while we're here, since this apparently all respawned. I do love how... Ooh. Okay. Interesting. I like how you basically went from the snow into the snow, and I mean, yes, I understand that you would lose the wind, but it's still kind of funny that like warms you up, basically. Oh, it's a little pangling picture. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. Mercury spaceship. I think I have one of those already. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of those. I just... Oh yeah, and the window's even open too. So I love how that actually lets us heat up. Okay, so... My only thing here is it says we got cryptic directions to an iceberg to the greenhouse, which we knew about from the updates and all that. That even the... whatchamacallit, the Stranger Pings update changed things for the greenhouse, but I don't have a beacon for it. So, even though the game says I got directions, I'm not really seeing the directions. Alright, we're gonna do some base jumping. Ugh. Do not recommend doing that in real life, but you know, to each their own. It did say on an iceberg, so that's a fairly decent clue in terms of where we need to go, but I feel like it's going to involve some running around and guesswork, unless I just Google it real quick, which I don't feel is really cheaty because supposedly we were supposed to have gotten the coordinates anyway, so that may happen if I can stop getting stuck on things. But yeah, so I'm gonna try, and I guess head to the, that was a belly flop. I guess try and head to the iceberg to get to the greenhouse next. Alright, so I looked it up, and these were the coordinates that I got, and it does seem like there's an iceberg with a little path here, so I think we're on to the right topic, or right area, I suppose. So let's go ahead and see if we can investigate and see what Margaret has for us now that we've done something with the testing module that turned off something that makes sense somehow. I think it had something to do with disabling a satellite thing that was keeping a beacon or something from telling anybody... Ooh, what is that? Telling anybody where we were or something? But that was a few episodes ago. And we all know that my memory's not going to last that long. That's interesting, though. I can't tell if that's just a lighting thing, like if that's just the way the environment is, or if that's actually a, like a beacon or something. This is the one time where I kind of wish I actually had the sleeping module that we could reset this today, but oh well. I imagine... I could actually walk around like this with my flashlight. This is... I mean, why build a flashlight when you just have a Sea Glide that has a flashlight built into it? That's what I want to know. Seems counterintuitive. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, this looks like it's the right place. I'm also prepared to scan, because I've heard there's a lot of things to scan in the greenhouse. Wow, we are getting cold fast. I feel like that's getting colder a lot faster. Satellite hasn't passed by in a while. You have anything to do with that? Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what to do with vague directions and old wires. She was an original, that sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Altera and through and through. Not a crease in her uniform. Sending those bird bots to spy everywhere. Then she surprised me. Maybe a little too much. Meaning? If you really want to know, go see for yourself. I'll point you in the right direction. I mean, I don't if you need anything else, don't bother me. But you can help yourself to the greenhouse. Least I can do to repay you for getting those goons off my back. So, the one thing that I'm not sure about here And it could have been explained in, like, the last episode, and I just... not last, but the one where we first met Mark. Oh, you can scan her? Comment about being scanned. Interesting. Confidential. Hint about about location of the destroyed Omega Lab. Interesting. Okay. The one thing, though... Snowstalker fruit plant. Grab that. The one thing that I'm kind of curious about is, like, why hasn't she just said whether or not the sister's alive? I kind of feel like that would be something worth noting. Got another data download. We're going to steal all our stuff. Oh, rotten. Pick up small Marbellion. I didn't catch that. I was reading the Marbellion thing. Or Marble Melon. Marbellion. I can read. Trust me. Grab a couple of those. My inventory's full. Wait, of what? Oh, plants and stuff. And signs, apparently. That's good enough for now. We can always come back here and grab more stuff. Okay. Now in the Stranger Pings thing, it talked about adding new blueprints and things, I thought, to the greenhouse. But I'm not seeing a whole lot that I can scan outside of those plants. So, I'm not too sure about what new things there was. Chat with Sam. Thoughts about Marge and Sam. Oh, that's Robin. Okay. Maybe out here? Is there anything out here that I can scan? Honeycomb plant. Huh. Alright, well, I expected a little bit more, blueprints and things. I guess we got some plants, which we can then transplant and reuse at our base and whatnot, but... a little surprised. A little surprised. Also, kind of curious as to where we go from here. There does seem to not be too much else. We saw that in the nighttime. That would be the cliff, I think. Maybe let's check out that cliff over there. See what that's got going on. Alright, so I think we're at this spot, and of course there's like horrible storm weather going on, because why wouldn't there be? I think this is the right island. It should be up here. Kind of looks like it's a something. So I'm kind of curious as to... Ooh, this looks alien. Ooh. Ooh. Alright. Alien artifact. Okay. Artifact scan. Anything else around here? Typically there's something with the alien stuff you can, like, get, but maybe not. Oh man, we are really freezing up here. Okay, so I guess I might have to look up the coordinates for this lab thing that it's talking, this Omega Lab thing it's talking about, because it keeps saying like temp coordinates and things, but it's not actually telling me what the coordinates are. So it's kind of not helpful. But before we do that, well, I'm probably going to look it up before we head back to the base, only because if we're right here, we might as well check it out. But if it's fairly decently far away, we're going to head back to the base and unload some of this inventory and stuff, and then go from there. Alright, so, I ended up right about here, which was the coordinates that I saw online, or relatively right about there, and I was like, well, I've got to go lower in order to get to the depth. So I decided this looks like a good cave, so I started going lower, and then I realized I was right where I was supposed to be, so that's kind of funny. And I also was reading through some of the dialogue things or not necessarily dialogue, but the data pad things that we scanned, and it says something about that Robin was torn because Margaret was somebody, or Sarah was able to trust Margaret, but it wished it hadn't resulted in such a grim fate or something. So it makes me think that in some point in their conversations, even if it was labeled as temp or something currently, that they're planning on the sister being dead. Or at least that's the perceived notion right now. So there's that. Okay. Oh. That laboratory looked like it had been sabotaged intentionally. Do you know what it would have been used for? Looked like maybe bacteriology? That's what the equipment was for anyway, before a fire tornado ran through it. Do you think your sister had something to do with it? No, she was a robotic, not a biologist. Is that just metal, or is that like a tablet? Oh, it's a poster thing. I don't know why she would, but the more I see on this planet, the less I know what to think. I didn't catch all of that, but I'm trying to juggle too many things. I was trying to scan things, monitor my air, and read things. So yeah, I guess that was a clipboard thing. What is that? Something it's trying to scan. Oh, water filtration. Duh. Something right in front of me face. I'm also curious what that purple lamp thing is. That looks interesting. Sweet, we got water filtration now.
New blueprint acquired.
Aromatherapy lamp. That's what I was kind of figuring. It looked like it was some kind of candle thing. Investigate report. I didn't get titanium, so maybe we got something out of that? Aromatherapy lamp. Next one should be what we scanned.
Blueprint acquired.
Alpha base control room test. Interesting. Nameplate. Oh, control room. Okay. Abstract art. Vending machine. What is that? Can I not grab that? Okay. Sam and Danielle, inventory full. Oh, that's a picture that fell over. Okay. Oh, Sam. Duh. Okay. I was like, who are these people? Composite plant pot. Did I not have that already?
New blueprint acquired.
Got jukebox disc. Postcard. It's not letting me pick it up. Or maybe it already did. Who knows? I need air.
30 seconds of oxygen.
So many jugglings going on. Actually, let's move this a little closer. Okay. Ooh, yeah, this has seen better days. For sure. I wonder if, other than scanning and data pads, I wonder if there's anything... Oh, yes! Power cell charger. Perfect. Although, now that really all I've used the power cell charger for, or I mean the power cells for, has been the sea truck. The moon pool room is kind of charging them already, but, you know, never hurts to have some extras. Got a nuclear reactor, which we have plenty of nuclear rods for, I believe. So, what did I just pick up? Oh, nuclear waste disposal. Hey, there we go! That would actually give us something to get rid of those empty nuclear rods that we have laying around in the lockers and everything. Okay, so... Oh, what was that? Oh, multi-purpose glass dome. Sweet. I'm all about the glass. One thing that is posing an interesting dilemma to moi is normally when we find stuff, it kind of points you in the direction of where you should go next. But I didn't really see anything that pointed me in any direction of where to go next, so that's rather curious. Also, this seems kind of like a probably scripted room, as far as I don't think that's something I could scan and get a different version of it. I wonder where this goes. I wonder if this is going to connect to Margaret's... well, it put me out right where I had the lily pad biome beacon, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm not really sure where to go next now. Whoop, wrong button. I was pulling a Space Engineers and trying to turn. So I'll have to go through those data download things and conversations and whatnot to see if there was anything in there about where to go next. But it does seem like that went kind of kaplooey. The other thing that's interesting is that we have the alien side of this story, which is trying to build that contraption thing to do whatever, give Alan a new brain, basically, a new storage area. But it's not really, like, telling us where to go now. Like, we found that one, down satellite-looking thing, right? Just a minute ago. But I haven't seen any, like, hey, by the way, I remembered something, and you should go here and check it out. I haven't seen any of those. Which is slightly confusing to me now, because it's like, well, where do you go from here, kind of thing, right? I don't know in terms of story how much is here yet, and that could be part of why we haven't been notified by Alan about more artifacts or anything. Is it could just not be set up in the code. The artifacts may be there, but they may not have all the triggers and stuff set up for it because they're not ready to. So that is one element that we have to consider. The other thing, though, like I said, is kind of with that in mind, I don't know how close to the end of the existing story we are. And I do have kind of a thing that there's been enough other games out at the moment, like Empyrean, even stuff like No Man's Sky, or things like that, that I wouldn't mind going back into, or Astroneer, Stationeers, one of those type of games, that I wouldn't mind going back and revisiting, because some of those games, including, like, Empyrean's had a bunch of major updates and things like that. So I'm tempted to kind of... basically what I'm thinking is whenever we get to the end of the established story that they have so far is probably ending this season and doing a different game, and then coming back to it when it's more like the original Subnautica, where it's like, we're done, we have the story built and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of my theory. And another reason I say that is because, at least for this one, I have not found nearly as many reasons, if you will, to expand the base and make a big sprawling base and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen that as much in this one as being a necessity. But that's kind of my thoughts so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, by the time you see this on YouTube, we'll probably have done the next episode, if that is a thing, which I don't see it not happening, because I don't feel like I'm at a point where I'm ready to end it yet, because I don't know that the story's ended of what they have so far. But I'll look into it off camera and see if I can figure out what the next step is for the storyline and whatnot, and we'll go from there. But do keep in mind, if you're seeing this on YouTube or whatever, I still want feedback on, you know, if you guys would be okay with stopping at the end of the story. If you know how much story we have left, if we're halfway, 3/4, whatever, do let me know. And if you're okay with switching and, you know, this ending at the storyline point, then also your particular preference on what may replace it. Like, my main ones that I'm thinking about are Empyrean, Stationeers, Hardland, No Man's Sky, and Astroneer. Those are kind of my main ones, because a lot of those are still in the space sandbox, which I think is what everybody kind of expects from the channel. Although if there's other ideas that you'd like, or something new that came out, I've had my eye on stuff like Windbound and Grounded and stuff, but I don't know about them. I've been watching a lot of Let's Plays and videos on them and things, and I'm not sure. Windbound I have some issues with from the roguelike element, because I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. I don't like my progress being reset because I died. It's like setting back, you know, reload a checkpoint's one thing, but losing all of your stuff seems really frustrating. And Grounded, I've heard mixed things on kind of I love the aesthetic and the style and the theme of the game, but I've heard some mixed things on the amount of content it has so far. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up here for this episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.